Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Michelle Barrett. I've been a personal stylist for 24 years this year. Started off dressing celebrity clients all over the world, and during the pandemic I built an online platform where I help all my clients build capsule wardrobes from scratch. So I teach them about colour, about style, and thinking very carefully about their wardrobes. So today I wanted to talk to anybody who's looking to build a capsule wardrobe from scratch. So if you're a beginner, this is the video for you. I've got lots of images for you and lots of information as to how you can get started in a practical and easy fashion. So let's get started. So first up, before you think about anything else, I want you to think about what you want from your capsule wardrobe. So how do you want it to serve you? Why do you want a capsule wardrobe? Has there been a lifestyle change? You know, often clients come to me when, for example, they've had children, their children are small, they lost their way a little bit, maybe their body's changed a little bit, and now they want to focus on themselves again. It could be you're going back to work. It could be that you're going through the menopause and your body's changed. It could be that you're about to retire. There's plenty of reasons why you might have come to this point, come to this video and decided that you need to build a capsule wardrobe. So the first thing that I want you to do is to think about your reasons behind it and what your ultimate goal is. Okay, number one in building a capsule wardrobe is to think about colour. Now, if you've had a colour analysis done previously, you might find, if it's been a good sort of 20 years since you last had it done, that your colours, the colours that would suit you then, may not be quite right for you now. There are a multitude of reasons why that can happen. Our skin tends to change somewhat as we age. Also, if you change your hair colour, or you've decided to embrace the grey, that would affect the colour palette that works for you. Now, I would really suggest, if you've not had it done, to actually get a colour analysis done. Now, the reason why I say that is because you can start off in the right place. Now, if you're going to invest your time, energy and money in building a capsule wardrobe that absolutely works for you, it's best to know what works for you colour-wise and also what works for you style-wise. So getting a colour analysis done will enable you to do that. Now, what I would suggest you do on top of that is choose around 8 colours from that colour analysis. Now, if you decide to do it online or you decide to get professional help, you can head over to my website if you're interested, book a free consultation with me, and we can decide whether we think you need it or not, because it may be that you've had one done quite recently and you don't need a colour analysis. But if you feel like you do need help in that area, by all means just get in touch with me and book a consultation. I'll put the link below in the notes as well. So choose around 8 colours from that colour palette. Now, the way in which I describe colour is I describe it as canvas colours and paint colours. So I'll describe that a little bit to make it a little bit more sense. So your canvas colours are like your neutral, muted tones. So think beige, khaki green, grey, black, white, ivory, navy blue even. Those really sort of basic tones that tend to go with a lot of other colours as well. Now, if you've got any of those in your palette, you will have them in your palette. When I actually give a colour analysis, I actually put them in canvas and paint colours to make it clear to people. But choose around 4 colours from that part of your colour palette. So choose around 4 canvas colours, and then what I would also choose is around 4 paint colours. Now, paint colours are your brighter tones, so think kind of the yellowy looking colours on my dress here, anything brighter. So anything red, orange, you know, pink, all those brighter tones. So choose 3 or 4 paint colours. Now, it could be that you're watching this and you're thinking to me, well, actually, I prefer to have all neutral tones. That is absolutely fine. The only reason why I say choose 4 canvas and 4 paint is for somebody who's really lost. Any of you that are really lost, don't even know where to get started. It helps you become a lot more intentional about what colours you are going to choose. So choose 3 or 4 paint colours, 3 or 4 canvas colours. Now it could be again that you want to choose less than that. I've worked with clients who just want to wear black. I've worked with clients who just want to wear black and white with one highlight colour, one kind of paint colour. Whatever works for you is absolutely, this has got to be about you and your capsule wardrobe. It is not about any other palette that you see. It has to be what works for you and what feels good on you and what you kind of like. There's no point in me telling you what colours to choose. So that's the first step that I would take, is to get a colour analysis done. If you don't want to get one done professionally, look up online, try and find what your colouring is and choose those colours from that palette. Now in addition to that, I would recommend you opening up a Pinterest board. Now on that Pinterest board, just pin colours you like. If you've not opened a Pinterest board before, look online, look on another video on YouTube. You'll find lots of information of how to open a Pinterest account and get started. So open a Pinterest board and just pin colours you like. It could be a colour of a car, it could be a colour of a rose, it could be a colour of anything. Okay, it's not about what the object is, it's just about the colours that you like. You can search for colour palettes, so you can say blue colour palette or red colour palette or whatever it is you want to go with. Spend a bit of time doing this, because getting the colour analysis done is about us identifying what colours professionally work for you. Choosing the colours on the colour palette in Pinterest is about us finding what colours you love. Now do it over a few weeks, if not a couple of months, and actually really kind of spend some time with this. You know, and if you see like a photo, you see like a car you like the colour of, take a photo of it. Just start to build up a colour palette that you love. And then what I would try and do is, when you choose your canvas colours and you choose your paint colours, try and mesh those two aspects together. So i.e. what I mean by that is the professional colour palette and the colours you love. So if, let's say, there's a burgundy colour in your colour palette and also it repeats all the time in those colours that you've chosen on your Pinterest board, then you know that that is a colour that you should choose for your wardrobe. So it's about us looking at what practically works for you and also what aesthetically you're attracted to, because there's no point in you just choosing 8 colours from a colour palette that you kind of like but you probably wouldn't wear. It has to be what you love too. So try and build up a colour palette on Pinterest that you like as well, and what you will likely find is that there are certain colours that repeat again and again and again. They're the ones to look into your professional palette that you get done and see if they exist and find the closest you can to those colours that you love. So that's step number 1. So step number 2 in building your capsule wardrobe from scratch is to look at your body type and what styles will suit that body type. Now, there are some kind of general rules which mean that you can enhance your best features and kind of gently skim over the areas you're not so happy with as well. Now, when I do a colour analysis, I offer a body shape guide as well. I had a recent client in New York. She's just written me a wonderful review on Google, and she said now she just becomes so specific about what she buys. Now, the reason for that is because she's chosen her colours from her colour palette, and also she now has a guide as to what styles and what cuts suit her body shape. So those two aspects, I would say, are the very first basic areas where you want to get started if you want to build a capsule wardrobe that works for you and feels good on you. So identify what body shape you are. Like I said, if you need help on this, by all means book a consultation with me. I'll put the link in the chat. Once you've identified what body shape you are, do a bit of research as to what styles suit that body shape. And from those styles, choose the ones that you like. Again, it's so important. it's one thing for me to give clients a colour analysis and a body shape style guide, which kind of identifies the types of cuts of jackets they like that will suit them, the types of coats, skirts, trousers, shoes, everything, so that they can get an idea. There's like a carousel and they can get an idea of the types of cuts to look for. That's one thing. But the most important thing is that when they buy something, they do it based on those cuts and shapes, but also on what they like. So the next thing I want you to do is to open another Pinterest board and pin just styles you like. Don't worry about whether they suit your body shape yet. Don't worry about whether you're too old for them. Don't worry about whether they're right for work, whatever it is. Just let those creative juices flow. These Pinterest boards are about you rediscovering what you love again. Because often we get so lost on the way as to what works for us and what doesn't work for us. So this is a way of you refinding and recreating that image that you love again. So step number 2, you open another Pinterest board, just pin styles you like. Again, spend a few weeks doing this. Now you could do the colour board and the style board at the same time, absolutely, over a few weeks, but I do want you to spend some time doing it, because the reason is you will find there are repeats both in colour and also in style. And also I want you to spend time about this part of it. It's one thing, like I say, for me to kind of, or someone else to give you a colour analysis, identify what your body shape is and tell you what styles work for you, but the most important thing is that it feels good on you and you feel like you're $1 million. And that is only going to happen if it's a style that you feel comfortable in. So that's step number 2. Open a Pinterest board, pin all the styles you like, identify your body shape and work out what styles suit that body shape. And again, similar to the colour, start to mesh the styles that work for you and the styles that you love together. This way, aesthetically, we now have a grounding point to start to build that capsule wardrobe on. We have a good idea of what colours we're looking for, and we have a good idea of what styles we're looking for. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 in building a capsule wardrobe is identifying how you're going to build that wardrobe and what climate you live in. Now, it could be that maybe you live in a tropical climate where it's warm all year round, in which case you could probably have one capsule wardrobe which covers you for the whole year. Now, if like me, you live in a seasonal climate, then you're likely going to need at least 2 separate capsule wardrobes that kind of overlap in spring and autumn. So you will know the answer to that. So that's the first thing, is are you going to have one capsule wardrobe that covers you for the whole year, or are you going to have 2 that kind of overlap in different parts of the year? Now, there are a few things to think about in regards to if you do have a seasonal capsule wardrobe and how it overlaps. Or it could be that you decide, even though you're in a seasonal climate, you still just want one capsule wardrobe. So decide how you want it to break it down, and also if you are going to have a seasonal capsule, decide which one you're concentrating on right now. So as I'm talking to you right now, it's the beginning of September, so here in the UK we're about to move into autumn, so this is a really good time to start building a capsule wardrobe for this season. So if right now, while you're watching this video, you are about to transition into a new season, and that would be a really good time to get started. So in regards to colour, one thing, a little tip I would give you in regards to choosing the colours for your capsule wardrobe, if you live in a seasonal climate, is to swap out 2 or 3 for each season. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say you've got those 8 capsule wardrobe colours that you chose at the beginning, and you are using them for this season, say for autumn, winter. By the way, some people choose it for have a capsule for autumn, one for winter, one for spring, one for summer, but I do think that makes things quite complicated, and I don't necessarily think it's necessary to do that, just as a little tip. But if you want to, that's entirely up to you. So if you've got your 8 colours, say for autumn, winter, and you're about to transition into spring, summer, what I would recommend you do is to swap out 2 or 3 of those colours for spring summer, to give it a little bit of a lift, to kind of apply to the new season, and just to kind of refresh your wardrobe. The reason why I say 2 or 3 colours is because then the vast majority of your wardrobe, those other 5 kind of colours, 5 or 6 colours, will transition into the next season through spring or through autumn into the next season. Because if you have 8 colours for autumn, winter, and then 8 separate colours for spring, summer, you're going to have a gap in between where things don't quite transition right. So the best thing to do is to swap out 2 or 3 of those colours for the next season, so the vast majority of your wardrobe will still mix and match easily as you transition from season to season. And another little tip now as well about colour: just by choosing those 8 colours in the beginning, it doesn't mean that you never can wear another colour again. This is about a beginner's capsule wardrobe. It's about getting you started. Once you've got started and that wardrobe is starting to blend very easily, you can introduce another colour should you decide to at a later date. But however, if you do want a capsule wardrobe that mixes and matches easily, whether you're in a seasonal climate or whether you're in a climate that's the same all year round, I would definitely not choose more than 8 colours initially, because it will mix and match much easier to get you started. So that is section number 3. So section number 4 on building a capsule wardrobe is about your lifestyle. Now, it's all very well, so far we've looked at kind of colours we love, colours that suit us, styles we love, styles that suit us. We've looked at the climate, we thought about what types of clothes we probably need for the climate we live in, you know, whether it's rainy, whether it's cold, or it's warm, whether we're going to have a wardrobe for the whole year or divide it into 2. The next thing you want to think about is your lifestyle. This is just as important as everything else. So what I want you to do is look at your lifestyle over a month. So the reason why I say over a month rather than a week is because there are some events that we maybe do, you know, twice a month, once a month, that we don't do every week. Divide everything you do up from 100%. So if you, over a month, say you spend 60% of your time at work, you spend 20% of your time with children, say, or the grandchildren, you spend 20% of your time with friends or your partner, you spend 10% of your time at the gym. Whatever it is, divide up your lifestyle, every single thing you do, into 100%. So, and work it out, you know, by percentages, 10%, 5%, however it is, okay? Now, the reason why I'm asking you to do this, because this is a very practical aspect to help you focus on what you actually need for your wardrobe. What we want with a capsule wardrobe that works is one that serves us, rather than us trying to squeeze our lifestyle into our wardrobe. And what I mean by that is, if you've got a bunch of clothes there that you never wear, then those clothes aren't serving your lifestyle. Essentially, you want to work out your lifestyle and what clothes you need for it. Do it the other way round. So this is a really practical aspect of building a capsule wardrobe, but one that's equally important as everything else. So let's say you do spend 60% of your time at work, then 60% of your wardrobe should be aimed at work clothes. Unless you have a uniform. If you have a uniform, obviously you can kind of eliminate it pretty much completely. But actually, if that is the case, you have a full uniform that is supplied by work, then I would just divide up the rest of your lifestyle. But if you don't, then your wardrobe needs to be 60% made up of the clothes that you need for work. Now, in addition to that, I often get asked this, probably one of the most common things I get asked is, how many trousers do I need in a capsule wardrobe, or how many shirts do I need in a capsule wardrobe? I never give people a number, because I don't believe in these, you know, kind of, this is how much you need for a capsule wardrobe. And the reason why is because we all do different things. We all live in different climates. We all have different budgets. We all do different things over a week. So for me to say, oh, well, Joe blogs or Joanne blogs, you need 4 pairs of trousers, you need 2 pairs of jeans, and you need 2 shirts and whatever, you might not use those. You might not like wearing jeans, you might not like wearing trousers, you might not like wearing skirts. So that kind of thing just doesn't work. By dividing up your lifestyle, it starts to give us an idea of the types of clothes you're going to need. So if you work in an office 60% of the time, 60% of your wardrobe needs to be smart for work. 10% of your wardrobe needs to be sporty for when you go to your yoga class. So this is where we start to nail down now the practicalities of how your wardrobe needs to serve you. So that's step number 4. Now step number 5, again, is as equally important as all the other steps we've gone through previously. Step number 5 is, what do you love? What feels good on you? So most of us will get to an age where, I mean, I've never been a big, to be honest with you, I've never been a big fan of heels. I'm only 5'3.5", and I've tried, but they cut my feet up. My feet are quite wide, they're painful. I just don't do it anymore. I don't own any heels. The only thing that I can possibly get away with is wedges. So that's all you would ever see me in. You know, I sometimes have people comment on my videos and they say, Michelle, you know, you never put heels in your videos. That's why, because for me and my capsule wardrobe, heels don't work. Now for you, it could be that you've got this jumper. So let's say you've got this jumper or sweater if you're in the US. You've got this jumper and it's beautiful and you love it. It looks amazing, but it's itchy. So find something similar when you build this capsule wardrobe that you do love, that's in a similar style, but it's in a material you don't find itchy. Maybe there's a dress that you used to wear all the time that you absolutely love. Again, if it doesn't fit you anymore and you're not quite making that target weight again, maybe sell it on and find something as close as possible to that dress that you did love in your size now. So this is where we start to look at what we kind of like. With your Pinterest board, you should have lots of images